Okay, so it's kind of a work in progress. This is my new van. It's not completed 100% yet, but it's getting there. So, still working on a few things. Still haven't figured out the organization quite yet. I'll kind of show you guys a few things. Still plan on figuring out something with my spools of wire. Lots of extra room, and I'll show you the drawer units that I got, and they opened up a lot of space. So normally in my older vans, everything was crowded, like super crowded, but like I'm trying to keep as much stuff off the floor as possible and reduce the amount of parts that I have in my truck. I want to come up with a liner that goes in the bottom of that shelf, so that way when chemicals spill, they don't spill onto the floor. So that's the plan. So we'll get to that eventually. Just kind of trying to figure things out. I actually just finished this yesterday, so Monday and today is Sunday, so Monday will be my first day in the van. So obviously there's tons of room. I have a completely open shelf there, and this shelf really doesn't have very much in it too, besides some tool bags and everything. Just normal stuff. I've showed a lot of my stuff before, but there's a field piece scale. This is my troubleshooting bag, my small little one for when I go on mall roofs. Vacuum pump down there, vacuum, hoses. I made this rack out of the existing shelf that used to sit right here. So I just took the two ends and got some aluminum angle and riveted it in. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. So again, I'm still figuring everything out. It's not completed yet, but I have all my shelves. So, I have plenty of storage, and I'm trying to figure everything out here a little bit, but basically my bottom is all of my Delfield parts. I do a lot of Delfield repairs, temperature controllers, time clocks, starting components, fan motors. The next one up is ice machine parts, Manitowoc and Hoshizaki. And then we've got miscellaneous, hardware, screws. This is some miscellaneous electrical stuff, copper fittings, more electrical. This is refrigeration, large copper. I'm going to label all these too. So again, this is all new. Just trying to give you guys an update. Big electrical fittings, seal tight fittings, plumbing fittings. And this is large fuses. Fits nice in there. What I did was back behind here, pull some of these out so you can see it. See what I'm talking about. I just put an angle bracket across to prevent them from going back too far. So you see, you get the gist there. So I wanted to go to a smaller toolbox because in my other van I had a big toolbox, and it had a lot of excess stuff. So I haven't figured out the organization quite yet, but these are my power tools. It's kind of a little disorganized here. It looks like stuff's just crammed in here, but it's really not. I've got an oil pump in there, fish tape, miscellaneous heat gun and stuff. Some extra, this is a right angle drill that I have that's a rigid. Now I try not to shove too much, hammers and benders. Trying to organize a little bit and get rid of a lot of stuff. Pipe wrenches, large wrenches. Just miscellaneous stuff, stubby gauges for working on like really small sealed systems or R290 systems. Miscellaneous hand tools, wrenches and stuff. This is my Appion Megaflow kit. Hopefully soon that'll be replaced by a True Blue hose kit. We'll see. I've been thinking about that. iManifold backpack. Just a little solder weld aluminum welding kit. This is something that I really like, and this is not finished yet, is this rack. So I'm moving some stuff around so you guys can see. So what I did was, this van came with this composite partition. Not a huge fan of this window right here. I wish it would have been solid. But it came with this partition, and on the partition is a piece of unistrut. And I really dug that, and I found some bottle holders that I could mount to the unistrut. So these won't go anywhere. They're solid. So I can keep my nitro, CO2, and I've actually got 2 more of these bottle holders that I got from Granger's coming. So for now, I just have my oxy and acetylene strapped, but eventually I'll have 2 more bottle holders right here, and those will be permanently mounted too. Tucked in the very, very back there is my pump sprayer. And there's still, again, some changing here. I was kind of hoping to put a rack here that I could hang some extra shirts on. And I still will probably do that. I'm going to fabricate something. And I do want to get rid of this big case. But again, it's just kind of a work in progress. Still figuring a few things out. I have not mounted my power, or I mean my power strip yet, or my chargers. So, but this guy right here is a drawer unit that I got from American Van. And it's the double stack. In hindsight, I wish I would have got the triple stack, but I really liked the way that it fit with this toolbox. I got this toolbox from Harbor Freight, and then my shelf, like, it all fit perfectly. But if I would have got a triple stack, I could have eliminated basically all that stuff on that top shelf minus the wire. But I'm pretty packed in here right now. So this is temperature controllers, pressure controllers. That's what this top one is. And the way that I installed this is dryers and solenoid valves. But the way that I installed this, you'll see I can access it if I'm parked next to a car. So I don't have to worry about it pulling out. They had some bigger ones that would pull out, and I worried that if I was parking in a parking lot next to another car that I wouldn't be able to get in there, you know? So I really dig that. But yeah, I want to come up with some kind of a method to hang clothes right there and jackets and whatnot, because in my previous van, I hung them on the partition actually from those magnets because the partition was metal and they hung from that, but now we've got a plastic partition. So, and I want to keep stuff out of the cab as much as possible. I really haven't done much in the cab yet. I will get to it. Right now, there's absolutely nothing. The only thing I have is my box, and I have tons of room. I installed the power inverter, but I haven't mounted it yet, but I will do that. That's just a little pure sine wave 400 watt power inverter. It does more than enough for my batteries, because that's all I do is really charge batteries in this thing and maybe run a computer every once in a while. But I went with the pure sine wave because I did a lot of results. I've actually had that one for 4 years and it's worked great. I didn't need a big giant one because I'm not trying to run a microwave or anything. I don't have anything in this box yet. I'll figure that out. So there's really nothing done up here, but eventually I'm going to mount all these battery chargers. I'll mount them in the back here somewhere. I'll figure it out, probably like right in this area using this Unistrut or something. We'll come up, I'll get a stainless steel sheet or something made like that. Ideally, the plans for the van, there's still a bunch more. I'm gonna probably mount a permanent GoPro in here. I was thinking that way I can get videos for the, for my, basically clips for my videos or something like that. Maybe driving clips or something. Yeah, I don't know. I got all kinds of ideas here. I do want to get a fire extinguisher for right here. That's the plan for that. Right here I got my torches mounted. This will satisfy all the people that were freaking out because I had my torches in the back of my van before. So, basically, tubes of caulking and whatnot right there. The plan is to mount something right here too, because in my previous van I had a shelf right here that I would clip this hang all strap to, so that way my bag didn't tip over when I'm driving. So I'll mount something to this strut so that way I can clip my bag to it. Down here's water hoses, some brushes. Again, this is still not completed. I might still change some things up. I haven't gotten any lettering on my van yet, so we'll get to that eventually. I do have it came with the drop down ladder rack, which I've never had before. That's interesting. So pop that right now. We've just got a handle here. So I can do this one-handed. Yeah, so we've got a handle. I've never had one of these before, but it's one-handed. That's pretty bitchin'. It changes the way though that I'm gonna grab the ladder, because I used to use, the weight of the ladder and leverage and whatnot. So I just got to change the way I do things. But yeah, I dig that. That's pretty cool. The van did not come with, I didn't put that on, it came with it. And one of the things I don't like, so again, I'm still figuring stuff out, but one of the things I don't like is they didn't give me one on this side. And I normally keep an 8-foot ladder right here. And they didn't even give me a crossbar to set the 8-foot ladder on, because the 8-foot ladder doesn't reach from this end to that end. So I got to get a hold of the ladder company. I'm going to get a quote on getting that drop down, that same hinge setup on this side. I have a feeling it's going to be, you know, like $1,000 or something, and I don't really want to spend that on that. It's not that important, because I'll just be storing an 8-foot ladder there. So I'll have them, I know they also make just a crossbar so you can lay something down on that. So at a minimum, I'm gonna get the crossbar so I can leave my 8-foot ladder on this side. But if the price isn't too high, then I'll get the hinge drop down on this side too. So usually I've got my cart right here. I always keep a rolling cart in here, so that sits in here. And then I have a bunch of copper, you know, that I use, just soft copper. That sits on the floor too. So I'd like to come up with some kind of a solution for the soft copper. Yeah. Oh, so the other thing too, in my other van, I used to have a jet rack right here, and I'd keep a 6-foot ladder. Well, driving that van for 4 years, what happened is the jet rack, it was bitching, but it actually pulled this center support down. So on my other van, I could stick my hand all on every one of the center supports right here. So when you slam the doors on the other van, the van goes da, 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 because this metal flexes, because it's no longer sitting against that. I guess that's nothing against jet rack, but I was running a double-sided fiberglass 6-foot ladder. So I know it was heavier than just a normal fiberglass ladder. So I don't think I'm gonna put a jet rack in here. I don't think so. I don't know though. I really like that double-sided ladder for when I work with people, so that way we can get 2 people, because I'm working with apprentices quite often. So I don't know. Or I may come up with a way to support this. Maybe get some stainless brackets and have my stainless steel shop make me some heavy-duty stainless to go across. Whatever it is, I don't want it to come down too low, you know? I do kind of like the idea of not having the jet rack right here, because you always hit your head on the ladder when you try to get in the van. So I don't know. Again, everything's still a work in progress. So I still haven't, you know, finalized everything. This is just going to be my first week in the van. Nothing else really special about up here. You know, just finishing up that. Yeah, up in here, you know, bottom, that blue case is my tubing bender. This right here, we're going to showcase this eventually. This is a Sporlan BQ expansion valve kit, so I can build any Sporlan expansion valve with all the parts in this. So I'll show that in a video one time. Just, you know, random stuff in here, nothing fancy. Back here, just refrigerant tank holders. Because of the spacing of everything, you know, I wasn't super stoked with how I couldn't tuck these back in so far. So you notice how this one sits out while this one went in on this side. It is what it is. I robbed these off of my old van. Even though I don't have windows, I put these so I can hang stuff on them. You know, and just a hose hanger from Home Depot or whatever. I've had this. This was from my old van too. So I got to get some new of these for my old van, because when I pass it down to someone, I need to have those, because my old van had windows. Same thing on this side, you know, just these racks. I thought about doing like just some strut across here or something, but I thought it was going to get in the way too much. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Nothing crazy. We got puck locks. I run puck locks on all my vans, so I use the slick locks really good, and they have the whatever, all the safety things, so you can spin them so someone can't try to grab this with pliers and twist it off. You know, if someone wants something, they're going to get it, but this just slows them down. So yeah, so that's just an update. It's not finished yet. It's not an official van tour, but it's getting there.